I am 45 years old and I'm standing in Terminal B. And I'm about to have a panic attack. My hands are shaking. I cannot breathe. Am I dying? No. I'm just very terrified. Because in about 40 minutes, I'm supposed to get on a plane alone for the first time in my entire life. And the only thing louder than the airport announcements is this voice in my head saying, "You're too old for this. What if it's not safe? What if you're lonely? What if you made a huge mistake?" But here's what happened next and why I'm standing here 10 years later telling you this. These 5 countries are the ones I send my own sister to, alone. Not some list a 20-year-old backpacker threw together, a list built for you, for the women over 40 who secretly Google solo travel for women over 40 at 2 in the morning and closes the tab because she's scared. I see you. I've been you. And before I name a single country, let me be brutally honest with you, because safe for a 23-year-old is not the same thing as safe for you and me. Before I name a single one, you need to know how I'm judging safe. Because let me be brutally honest with you, most of these lists you find online, they're written by men in their 20s who've never once had to ask themselves, will I be treated with respect here? So, I use 7 things. I call it welcome. W for well-being. Will I feel safe walking back to my hotel at night? E, ease of navigation. Can I get around without needing to speak the language? L, local culture. Will I be welcomed or just tolerated? C, cost. Because at our age, we're not staying in hostels, and I'm not sorry about it. O, openness to solo women. Do they look at a woman alone like she's brave or like she's lost? M, medical access. Because I need to know the hospital is close, clean, and takes me seriously. E, English accessibility. Can I ask for help in an emergency and actually be understood? That's my list, and it's why the country sitting at number 1 is going to surprise you. Country number 5, Portugal. And yes, I know it's on everybody's list these days, but here's what the 20-year-old backpackers don't tell you. It's on everyone's list for a reason. Lisbon and Porto are walkable, the food is good and cheap, and the Portuguese having this way of treating a woman on her own with genuine warmth instead of confusion. It passes welcome on almost every letter, especially well-being, cost, and openness to solo women. But the part that matters for us, the pace. Portugal moves slowly, and so do we. Nobody's rushing you. You can sit at a cafe for 2 hours with a coffee and a book, and not a single person will make you feel like you're taking up space. Let me take you back to my first night in Lisbon. I got lost. Of course I got lost, and this older woman, she couldn't have been much younger than my own mother. She didn't just point me in the right direction. She walked me there. 4 blocks, arm in arm, like she'd known me her whole life. That's Portugal. It feels like the world's softest introduction to solo travel. Country number 4, Costa Rica. Now here's where it gets interesting. Country number 4, Costa Rica. I know what you're thinking. Nicole, that's the jungle. That's zip lining. I'm not zip lining, and you're absolutely right. You're not, but hear me out. Costa Rica is one of the most peaceful countries in this hemisphere. The people are warm. The Pura Vida thing is real and not just a bumper sticker. And here's the part I love. It's wellness country. Hot springs, quiet beaches, bird watching at dawn. This is the place that was basically built for a woman over 40 who wants to exhale. It scores high on local culture and well-being, and honestly, the medical access is better than you expect for a country with that much jungle. I sent a client there, a woman in her 60s, first solo trip ever, terrified, and she came back and told me she'd found a sloth on a guided walk and cried. Not scared tears, happy tears. the kind you only get when you finally do the thing. Country number 3, Ireland. Country number 3, and let me be brutally honest with you, most women skip it, Ireland, which is exactly why I'm sending my sister there alone. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Ireland is easy. Everybody speaks English. The buses and trains connect almost everywhere. You can rent a car, or you can skip the driving entirely and let a small group tour do it for you. Because remember, solo doesn't mean you have to be alone the whole time. It passes English accessibility, ease of navigation, and medical access with flying colors. And the Irish, they will talk to you. They'll talk to you in the queue for tea. They'll tell you their whole life story in the time it takes to pour a Guinness. Not that you have to drink the Guinness. What I love most for us, it's a place where being a woman alone doesn't make you a spectacle. It makes you a guest. And there is a difference. Country number 2, Japan. Now we're getting to the last two. And these are actually the ones that actually made me emotional. Country number 2 is Japan. I know Japan feels afar. It feels intimidating, but stay with me because this one is special. Japan, on paper, one of the safest countries on this earth. You can leave your phone on a cafe table, walk to the bathroom, come back, and it's still sitting there. I'm not exaggerating, I've done it. It scores near perfect on well-being, ease of navigation, and openness to solo women because here, eating alone is completely normal. There are entire restaurants built around one person, one seat, one beautiful meal. In Japan, being alone isn't lonely, it's peaceful. And for women like us, there's this unspoken respect for age and for women that you feel everywhere. The trains are quiet, people give you space, you are treated with dignity, and I don't say that lightly, because we both know not every country does that for a black woman. The one thing I'll warn you about is the most expensive on this list, but if you can save for it, and I'll teach you how with my cost method, it is worth every single penny. Country number 1, Iceland. And there's country number 1, the one that surprised me the most. Iceland. Now, I didn't see this one coming either. When I started researching, I assumed Iceland would be cold, expensive, and impossible to do alone. And 2 of those 3 things are true. It is cold, it is expensive, but here's what I didn't expect. Iceland is the safest country I have ever set foot in. It has been ranked the safest country for women year after year after year by almost every study that measures these things. The crime rate is so low it barely registers. It tops my welcome list on well-being and medical access and the openness to solo women. In Iceland, a woman traveling alone isn't unusual. It's practically the national pastime. And the landscape, oh, let me tell you, the waterfalls, the hot springs, the black sandy beaches, you would feel small in the best possible way. You'll stand at the edge of a glacier and think, if I can be here alone at 53, I can do anything. That's why it's number 1, because Iceland doesn't just keep you safe, it makes you feel capable, and that, my friend, is the whole point. So here's the part I need you to hear. The country I didn't put on this list is the one you already live in. The one where that voice lives. The one that says, you're too old. It's not safe. You can't. Because safe for a 23-year-old isn't the same as safe for you and me. And it never will be. But here's what I learned standing in Terminal B with my hand shaking 10 years ago. The danger was never the destination. It was the story I kept telling myself about who I was allowed to be. You're not too old, and it's not too late. You are not broken. You're not alone. You're not behind, and you are definitely not the only one feeling this way. If this is your first video of mine, welcome. I see you. I've got a whole playlist that walks you through your very first solo trip, step by step. It's linked right below. So, here's what I want you to do right now. Tell me in the comments below, which of these 5 are you secretly dreaming about? Say it out loud, type it, make it real, because that's how it starts. And if this video eases even a little of that knot in your chest, hit subscribe, because I'm going to show you and teach you everything I've learned the hard way so you don't have to. I'm Nicole, and you are braver than you think, and I do new videos every week. See you on the next one.